Hello everyone, this is Drew with Drew of Drevs at Grubbs Family of Dealerships, and today let's go for a drive in this 2022 Lexus RC 350 F Sport. I already have a video on this vehicle on my channel, but I want to get a more detailed video with the point of view, so let's get into it. This vehicle has 311 horsepower with a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6. Pretty familiar interior that you see on Lexus models for a long time. This interior is definitely a bit outdated, especially the screen. Definitely a lot to be desired there, but the build quality is good and the reliability on this vehicle is good. You have heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. You have a backup camera. Resolution's pretty poor. It could be better. And you don't have a 360 camera. The gauge cluster is really nice. It's one of the best gauge clusters in the car business to me. I really like Lexus gauge clusters. That's probably the most modern looking thing in this interior, because if it didn't have that gauge cluster, this interior would look like it's from 2009. So at least the gauge cluster, helps out a little bit. Seats are pretty comfortable. However, the RC has really big doors, so you do have to be pretty careful when you're trying to get, if you're in a tight parking space or something like that. And also it's really low to the ground. It's a bit hard to get in and out of if you're on the taller side. A pretty good looking car. It's black. I think this color is caviar. And then those are the daytime running lights. Looks pretty cool. I like the tail lights. Yeah, check out the link to Grubbs Family Dealerships in the description below if you would like to shop for other cool pre-owned vehicles like this one. We're in Sport Plus right now. Engine sounds pretty good. It is naturally aspirated, so I like that sound. The Lexus RCF sounds really good. Like, I drove an IS 500 recently and it sounded phenomenal. Like, I couldn't believe that sound was coming out of a Lexus of all cars. Like, the LC 500 sounds insane too. That's one of my favorite sounding engines in the market right now. You can't go wrong with a naturally aspirated V8. But one thing about this vehicle though, the transmission's very laggy. It's a torque converter automatic, I'm pretty sure, so it's pretty laggy. The gear shifts are not very fast. Like, I pull the paddle, look how long it takes for it to respond. That's a pretty big demerit in a lot of Lexus models, especially in the full F models like an RCF. That's what holds it back. The transmission holds the car back very, greatly. Like, if this had like a quicker transmission like a DCT, or if it had a DCT, it would be insane. It would be awesome if it had a dual clutch. Like, honestly, in this car you're better off leaving it, not even using the paddles, because it's very slow to respond. But that sucks, because I enjoy using paddles a lot while driving, especially if I'm in a car with sporty intentions. And so this car is not fast. It is quick, but it's not like a fast car. It has more than enough power for daily driving and to overtake someone or anything. Handling's not bad either. But like, if you really want a fast RC, you have to get an RCF, which has like 470 horsepower or something, if I remember correctly, and it has the V8. So at least you have that roaring V8. But this is a nice car though. When this car was new, it definitely was not a great value, especially with that really bad screen and this archaic touchpad. But as a used car, it's definitely a much better value, like this one, which is a 22. You know, you can get it in the $40,000 range rather than paying whatever this was new, high 50s or low 60s, whatever it was. I wouldn't be surprised if this was in the low 60s with how Lexus models are priced new. But one thing you do have going for it is the, you know, reliability is really good. I do like the steering wheel though. The steering wheel's nice. It does look a bit old, but it feels nice. The perforated leather is nice, and at least you can grip it easily. You have a little F Sport badge down there. And this is foot to the floor. It doesn't throw you back in your seat or anything. Oh yeah, I would say, I would say this is a pretty good, you know, pretty good car. Personally, if I would prefer, I think the RC looks better than the IS, but I would prefer the IS because this car, the blind spots are really hard to see out of, and the ride height's so low. As I said, it's really hard for me to get in and out of this car. You definitely have to be adjusted to a bigger coupe for this, but an IS, you can get in and out of it easily, and you have more practicality, legroom in the back seats. I mean, this has that back seats, but the legroom isn't great. Yeah, that gauge cluster looks really cool. And plus, you see that? It's cool how you can shift the gauge. It like actually moves. Like if you want to have like some menus on the left side, it'll rotate, it'll move to the right. But now it's in the center. Then you can see your fuel on the right, engine temperature on the left. And these temperature slider things are kind of weird, because like I'd rather just have a button so I could just press instead of having to slide my finger, and then it goes a bit too high or a bit too low, and you have to really focus on doing that. Yeah, the touchpad is very distracting to use while driving, that's for sure. And to be honest, I can't really even see it all that well because this thing blocks it. If you have to keep your seat high up. If you keep your seat low, you won't be able to see the screen. Like legit, you can't see it. I think this car has Apple CarPlay. It should. But yes, once again, you have to use that touchpad for it. My overall impressions of the car: it's a bit outdated, but it has nice build quality, nice materials. It's reliable. It looks pretty good. So yeah, and the gauge cluster is awesome. But anyways, that is about it. Thank you for watching another video of Drew Drives. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and check out the link to Grubbs Family Dealerships in the description below to shop for cool pre-owned vehicles like this one.